Best car I own, Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series, and part of the reason I bought it is because I wanted something overbuilt, something reliable enough to survive the worst roads in the world. I live in New Orleans. If you've ever driven here, you know our streets are basically a suspension torture test. When my buddy Yuri Timoshenko visited me from the Ukraine, an actual war zone, the first thing he said was, "Your roads are worse than ours." But it's no surprise the 70 Series thrives in chaos. Toyota has a long history of building trucks that don't just survive in war, they excel in it. Globally, Toyota trucks have been the backbone of technicals. If you're not familiar with the term technical, it refers to a militarized civilian vehicle, commonly a Toyota pickup like a Hilux or a Land Cruiser with a machine gun mounted in the bed. Fast, cheap, deadly, they've been the go-to vehicle for irregular forces for decades. And while you might think the most common ground combat vehicle in the world is a main battle tank like the Abrams, a Leopard, or a T-72, you'd be wrong. According to the Online Tank Museum, the most widely used modern combat vehicle on Earth is a Toyota. That's not hyperbole, that's fact. The Land Cruiser 70 Series was introduced in 1984 as a successor to the 40 Series. It was designed to be stronger, more modern, and even more durable than its already legendary predecessor. It uses a ladder frame chassis, heavy steel body panels, and beefed up suspension that widen the axles for more stability and load carrying capability. Unlike most cars from the 80s, it's still in production today. This isn't just a tough truck with a long shelf life, it's a vehicle that has literally won wars. If there was ever a moment where the world realized just how effective Toyota trucks could be in battle, it was in 1987 during what's now known as the Toyota War. This was the final chapter of the Chadian-Libyan conflict. Chad's army was heavily outgunned and outnumbered, but they used fleets of Toyota pickups fitted with machine guns, recoilless rifles, and anti-tank weapons to execute high-speed raids against Libyan forces. They ran literal circles around Libya's tanks and BMPs, hammering them with mobility, surprise, and overwhelming firepower from the bed of a pickup. Libya lost over 7,500 troops and $1.5 billion in equipment, while Chad only lost about 1,000 men and some trucks. And it showed the world that you didn't need a tank to dominate a battlefield. Sometimes all you need is a reliable 4x4, something belt-fed in the back, and a couple of yahoos from the local populace to operate it. It became a combat platform, a foundation for asymmetric warfare. And today, decades later, we're seeing history repeat itself again in a different theater. Ukraine. The Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series once again proving itself on the front lines. The most hardcore, badass 70 Series possibly ever made is the Viktor.
Ukraine's air defenses praised the effectiveness of the Viktor anti-aircraft machine gun in shooting down Russian Shahed combat drones.
Czech air defense system Viktor MR-2 in service in Ukraine. It showed effectiveness against drones.
The Viktor is built by Excalibur Army in the Czech Republic. It's a mobile anti-aircraft system that bolts 14.5mm twin ZPU-2 machine guns to the back of Land Cruiser pickup beds. It's designed specifically to shoot down Shahed kamikaze drones, helicopters, cruise missiles, whatever it can reach. This gun has a 600 round per minute fire rate, backed by thermal imaging, modern optics, and a range of up to 2 kilometers. It's fast, it's rugged, and it's mobile enough to relocate quickly after firing. And yes, it's combat proven. Ukrainian forces trained on the system, and they've deployed it to the north of Ukraine, where it's reportedly performed exceptionally well against drones. These weren't even bought or given to the Ukrainians by a government. Czech civilians actually crowdfunded 15 of these under a campaign called Gift to Putin, raising the equivalent of over $4 million. The Netherlands later joined the effort to fund more units. According to the Ukrainian military, these vehicles are outperforming their Soviet-era counterparts and are slated for integration into Ukraine's broader mobile fire groups with radar-based targeting to follow. Domestic firms in the Ukraine are now pushing the 70 Series platform as far as it can go. At the Defense Technologies Expo in 2025, the Ukrainian company Reform revealed a CASEVAC system built on a Land Cruiser 79 chassis. These are purpose-built medevac rigs, armored, modular, mine-resistant. Run flat tires, upgraded suspension, and it can be optionally equipped with anti-drone cage armor and electronic warfare systems. One of the most interesting developments is the Jura-1, a domestically engineered Ukrainian armored vehicle built on the 70 Series. Designed for tactical operations, the Jura features a custom armored capsule mounted directly under the Land Cruiser frame providing ballistic protection against small arms fire to the operator. It's light, it's compact, it's modular. Ukrainian engineers have reinforced the suspension, and depending on the mission, it can be configured for patrol, logistics, casualty evacuation, you name it. This isn't some field modification. It's been officially codified by Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, meaning it's approved for procurement with state defense funds. That's a Toyota chassis going from a farm truck to a state-sanctioned battlefield platform. Other countries have chipped in with Land Cruiser support. The U.S. actually delivered Land Cruisers to the Ukraine as well. The American Embassy confirmed the transfer of multiple specialized 70 Series vehicles to Ukraine's Special Operations Forces. In 2017, we sent 43 70 Series Land Cruisers to the Ukrainians. These trucks are now doing everything from troop transport to light logistics and special forces units. Then in February 2024, the UAE donated 50 J-79-based ambulances to the Ukraine. These aren't just pickups with red crosses slapped on the side. They're full-blown mobile medical units with 250 horsepower V6s, ventilators, oxygen cylinders, heart monitors, you name it. This is important because the 70 Series can go where conventional ambulances can't, straight to the front lines. They've been deployed across the hardest hit areas of the country. It's likely that many or all of these trucks came from Gibraltar, where Toyota has a bit of a white label skunk works factory. They are turning out 70 Series Land Cruisers for use not just on the battlefield, but in far-flung corners of the world where reliability and utility are critical. We can recap by looking at how versatile the 70 Series is on the battlefield just by looking to the Ukraine, where they're using it as a troop transport, medevac truck, logistics hauler, mobile command vehicle, armored technical, and even an anti-aircraft platform. And it's not just improvisation. These vehicles are being custom built, bought, donated, officially adopted, all because the Toyota 70 is one of the few trucks in the world that can survive this type of hellscape. Why is the Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series the one vehicle that shows up in conflicts from Africa to the Middle East to the Ukraine? The 70 Series is built the old school way, ladder frame chassis, solid axle, manual everything, no electronics. It's the kind of truck that you can patch together with baling wire, duct tape, and prayers, and it'll still get you home. And much of that is thanks to the 1HZ engine, a 4.2-liter inline-six diesel that Toyota's been building since 1990. It's naturally aspirated, uses indirect injection, and produces about 129 horsepower and 210 foot-pounds of torque. Not going to win any drag races, but it's torque-rich, overbuilt, and brutally simple. Toyota didn't build this for speed. They built it to pull heavy loads, run on garbage fuel, and never die. That's why it's called the million-mile engine. The 1HZ is still in production today, over 35 years. For harsh, no-frills reliability, the 1HZ is the king. No turbo, no intercooler, no electronics, just a simple diesel that'll keep firing as long as there's oil in it, and maybe even after that. That's why this engine, this truck, are still going strong in war zones. No other modern vehicle can match the Land Cruiser 70's combination of simplicity, ruggedness, and worldwide support, and that's why it's still in production 40 years later, because Toyota built it right the first time. The Toyota Land Cruiser 70 Series isn't just a truck, it is a legend. It was born in the 80s, but it's still out there today, carrying wounded soldiers, hauling supplies, taking down drones, even winning wars. From the deserts of Chad to the streets of the Ukraine, it's proven that durability and simplicity beat flash and technology every time. When you see militaries, governments, and volunteer groups using the same vehicle for everything from medevac to anti-aircraft defense, you realize it's not coincidence. It's because Toyota built something that lasts, that you can trust your life to. And honestly, that's why I bought one. When I drive mine through the busted roads of New Orleans, I'm reminded that this is the same truck driving through minefields in Ukraine. It's tough, it's reliable, it's probably the last of its kind. A simple analog 4x4 that'll still be running long after I'm dead. So if you've ever wondered why the 70 Series has such a cult following, now you know. It's not hype, it's history, and it's still being written on the battlefield today.